So Qualcomm has launched new Snapdragon platforms in India, and joining us today is Mr. Deepu John from Qualcomm. Let me start by asking you this. You guys have launched new chipsets in India. How are they different? How are they better than the predecessor? And what has changed? Why would user go for the new devices with new chipsets? And what's so special about it?
Yeah. So we have observed as India has gone through the substantial digital transformation, one of those anchors being smartphones. There are many areas, but just zooming in on smartphones, the Indian consumer has become more and more sophisticated. So one of the feedbacks that we got from the market is as the consumer gets more and more sophisticated, the whole user interaction with the device, the smoothness of it, which is what we then went and developed as Smooth Motion UI, they wanted a better user experience. The responsiveness, the smoothness, whether they're playing games or app launch time, these sound like the basics, but the basics matter. So we went back and technologically innovated a lot across various domains in order to be able to address that user need. The second, again, the basics, but longer battery life. So we've introduced various technological advancements in order to drive more battery life. The third aspect is not just interaction with the screen, but audio. And these devices are being used more and more. So for example, you may keep your phone at your desk, but you may be walking and talking to somebody. You may be at your kitchen, washing dishes while you're having a conversation. You don't want that to go. So this is where we mentioned earlier today, expand.
What would be the generational biggest leap improvement when it comes to this generation of the chipsets that you're talking about, whether it's going to be GPU, CPU, AI on-device efficiency that you mentioned? Where do you think the most improvement the user will get to see?
Sure. I think gaming will be substantially improved, and then the smoothness of the user interface, response time, scrolling, all those things are being substantially improved on both these products in a way that's relevant to that tier. Those are the two substantial changes.
You rightly mentioned about the gaming. Gaming category, mobile gaming has become like a big thing, especially in India. How you guys have worked on these chipsets to make the user's experience much better, especially to that category and those dedicated gamers who want to spend more time on mobiles rather than on the gaming console. So what has improved and how much efforts you guys have put to make this chipset so powerful?
Let me just zoom in on the exact question that you said. In gaming, we have increased the graphics horsepower, but not just that, but even the software that drives it in a way that the resolution itself is higher, as was mentioned. The second element here is, again, stuff you don't see, the dynamic management of the game engine with the visual representation engine in a way that there are certain areas where the upscaling is done much more intelligently, the transitions are made smoother, so that overall the game itself, you see much more response when you touch the screens. And secondly, the resolution is higher. So there's a lot of dynamic management that goes on the technological side that really enables a better user experience.
Mr. Deepu, we have seen that a lot of AAA games are coming on the mobile platforms. Earlier, it was just exclusive to the console gaming, but now we have also seen it coming on, mobile devices. Do you think the mobile hardware is capable enough in the present scenario, or do you think it's going to take some more time to make all the AAA games come on the mobile platform without any lag or any compromise?
So year on year, every tier, the gaming performance as well as user experience is really consistently improving, like I mentioned, right? Even these two chips bring about substantial changes. We introduce all the latest highest resolution games at the 800 tier. So that's why we have different tiers. We have 8, 7, 6, and 4. They're meant to be cohesive so that newer technologies will enter on the 8 tier and over time progress to 8, 7, 6, and 4.
Let's talk about AI on devices. We have seen a lot of users now focusing and want to spend more time on the AI tools, especially on the mobile devices. How has Qualcomm managed to make things maintain the AI workload on its chipsets while maintaining the thermal efficiency and battery life?
First of all, I do want to point out one thing about AI. We may not think of it as AI, but the camera uses AI technology profusely. So ignore whether it's called NPU or which processor it's running on. Camera itself has built-in processors that is using substantial amount of AI. in all tiers. So right there, AI, people have been using AI already for several years without us even knowing. We think of it as a better camera. So the reason why your pictures are looking much better today than 5 years ago is because AI is in the background detecting the faces, detecting the transitions. All those things are happening. And then as we progress down tiers, there'll be a seamless interaction between network, what's done on the network, what's done on the edge. And that's seamless to the consumer. It depends on how the handset manufacturer wants to do it.
We have seen a lot of times that Qualcomm has been advocating about AI on device rather than AI on cloud. If you have to educate our audience, why do you think AI on device is much better than AI on cloud? So if you can just educate.
Yeah. So first of all, these two are not fighting with each other. Yeah. They're kind of seamless. They both have their role. Doing AI on the edge edge is really the devices that we handle. It could be a laptop, it could be a phone, it could be any of those devices that we touch. Then there's a server side where a lot of things can be done on the server side as well. So the benefit of having the edge-based AI is that the latencies, you don't have to go off network to retrieve the end result of the AI processing. So that's one thing. So the latency is much, much faster. Privacy, because your details are not going off to the network. Third, if there is no network or if the coverage is weak, you're kind of stuck. So those are the benefits of doing AI on the edge. Of course, the server side has its own benefits. You can update all the software the whole time, lot more processing power. So it's the fine art of balancing both of them together seamlessly. They're not enemies of each other. You kind of need both.
Okay, Mr. Deepu, when we talk about the Indian market, the Indian user is multitasking on its phone, right? Whether you talk about the gaming, whether you talk about 5G connectivity. So how challenging has it been for Qualcomm to deliver the most sustainable and efficient chipsets to the Indian market at a very affordable pricing?
Indian consumers are becoming more and more sophisticated, but they want real value. Good value at lower price. So what we typically end up having to do is that if we simply take everything that came in, Moore's law doesn't work anymore. It used to many years ago. Cost of foundry is only going up, not down. So we are having to then come up with new architectures, whether it be camera, graphics, and all that, especially for the lower tier, in order to cater to the India market and markets similar to that, so that the architecture itself is made more efficient to be able to provide these fantastic features into the lower tiers.
Okay, so Mr. Deepu, before we wind up, I have a rapid fire round for you, so you need to brace yourself before you answer it.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, one smartphone feature that consumers still underestimate.
Expand.
CPU race or AI race, which matters more now?
AI.
What drains battery faster today, gaming, AI or 5G?
Gaming.
One feature from flagship Snapdragon platform that will soon become mainstream.
Camera, much more advanced cameras.
My last question to you is, how important is India strategically for Qualcomm when designing and optimizing future Snapdragon experiences?
Substantial on two fronts. One, the Indian consumer is a very innovative and demanding consumer. And India is also premiumizing. So on the consumer side, and then we have large engineering teams in India that really cater to our global consumer base. So those are the two things. So we are very, very focused on India.
Well, on that note, thank you so much for giving your time and all the very best for the new chipsets.
Thank you. Really appreciate it.